How hard is it to 100% Inazuma? Well, let me tell you, because over the past week or so, I've spent most of my endeavors actually doing so. And hard is the wrong word for it. I would say mind-numbing, frustrating, and long. 3 adjectives which can be used to describe both Inazuma and my university degree. But how did we get here? Today, I'm excited to show you how I actually 100% Inazuma. And when I mean 100%, I really meant it. Because this golden text, it's actually a lie. There are still more hidden chests to find past this point, and hopefully you can take something from the way I did it in this video. But before we do that, if you haven't already, please subscribe, as this video took a lot of effort for it to all come together for your entertainment. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. In my last video where I explored Liyue, I had no fucking idea what I was doing. I searched up 0 tutorials at the start, and then I folded by using video guides at the end. Now, I thought that actually was not a half bad way to do it, but a lot of kind people kept pointing out that my main mistake was not using an interactive map. If you are like me and just blind, it's a map of Genshin, but it shows the location of every single chest, puzzle, hoodwink, and every flim-flam possible, and it is actually extremely useful in locating things that you need. When I first started using this, I did actually find it pretty useful, especially with finding hidden chests, which is actually extremely harder to get in Inazuma compared to Liyue in my opinion. Compared to Liyue, Inazuma has way harder hidden chests, with having multiple day quests, and I mean actual physical days. Only a true veteran would be able to find this without guides. And I will have to agree with everyone who commented or thought that I should have used the interactive map. It definitely is probably the best way to explore. It shows every location and the guide, and that's not the best part. The best part is actually the molding people in the comments that just made me physically laugh out loud. I mean, I have to admit, some of the world quests, especially Tamaranai Island or whatever it's called, has got to be the most pain-inducing exploration I've experienced so far. I mean, people in my previous video said Inazuma was a lot better, and I guess in terms of just random bullshit objects that need to be destroyed in Liyue, I agree. But some of these puzzles just made me rage so hard. For example, these rolling stone ones actually pissed me off. I mean, I have the intellectual capacity of a squirrel, so like maybe I could have done it quicker. But the fact that the stones roll so slow is the thing that made me smash my desk. It made it take way longer than it should have been. But I think things like puzzles, in my opinion, are a pretty trivial problem. I mean, I think the thing that bothered me the most are things that took multiple days for it to happen. This really only bothered me because I really like doing everything in one day, and obviously that's impossible if some quests take like multiple days for it to happen. Inazuma definitely confirmed to me that the golden text of 100% doesn't actually mean you've collected every single chest. There were some parts of the island where I already had 100% exploration, but I was also doing a multiple day hidden quest within that island, so obviously that means there's more chests behind the 100% label. I promise by using the interactive guide, I tried my hardest to get every single chest in Inazuma. To me, chests are one of 3 parts of exploration of Inazuma, the other being Oculi and world quests. I think it's best to focus on just one of the parts, and then the next, and then the next. Misleading to the flow of the video, but I actually did Oculi first when I first started. This had its own set of problems. The first being, using the interactive map doesn't show the ones you have already picked up throughout your time playing the game. But you can easily circumnavigate this, and I'll show you how. You don't have to check each spot, you can just use resonant stones, and that pretty much tells you which ones you have gotten and which ones you haven't. If you found one using the resonant stone, then that's when you use the interactive map and use the guide given there, and that's when I found it really useful. I think the problem I had with resonant stones is that it takes a large amount of materials, namely Naka weeds and sakura blooms. I had more than 40 oculi to find to max out my statue, and I had to go into other people's worlds to get said materials. It's just a small road bump compared to actual exploration, and it's definitely way more time saving than checking every single spot in the interactive map. Collecting oculi was by far the least fun part about this entire exploration experience. I mean, some were just put in like the highest of places possible, and I'm lucky. I have characters like Kaching that can put me up there, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but some of them are just like in terrible places. But anyway, oculi, that's easy mode. What I didn't find easy was the puzzles. Some of its headaches were just caused by like really weird glitches, like this one, or some were just caused by the flawed mechanics of the island. Like, why do I get warped here? I feel like Mike Tyson, they're not even letting me fight. And comparing Inazuma to Liyue, the puzzles in Inazuma are a lot more complicated. Again, it makes me suspect how hard it is to find these chests with no guide, or to do the puzzles with no guide. If any of you have done so, then I commend you. Anyway, the puzzles, or quote-unquote hidden chests, they're very subtle, and it requires definitely a lot more fine attention to detail compared to Liyue. Again, using guides makes quick work of it. And on the topic of comparing, there are parts of the island that are just locked behind world quests, especially Tsurai Island, or whatever. What is it called? Anyway, Now, Liyue definitely has a fair share of it, such as boss fights and Enkanomiya, but Inazuma is next fucking level, and these quests take multiple days to do. Physical days that I have to wait for, which does halt the process of it. I love Through the Mist quest! Oh my fucking god, I hate this island so much. I decided to leave that island behind for Lost because again, I literally can't do anything about it since I just have to wait. I tried my best to get all the puzzles and secret chests / achievements on the other islands for now. This is as simple as just seeing what icons pop up on the interactive map and emphasizing on the puzzles and luxurious / precious chests because those are usually the ones that you haven't gotten yet. Little by little, I was actually able to 100% every single island, and it was pretty straightforward with the map. Now, having that golden text isn't the only benefit you can get from exploring. You can upgrade the Sakura tree, which has awesome rewards. You can max out your statue, which gives primos and stamina if you somehow haven't already maxed it yet. And lastly, you get bragging rights. Just by having that golden text, you can say that you're better than your friends. Speaking of benefits, it would really benefit both you and me if you haven't subscribed already. Please click that red button. If you made it this far, thank you so much, and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Alright, so we finished every single island except the last one, Tsurumi Island. We have done all the world quests for it, which is actually a prerequisite for some additional hidden chests to show up. After the third day of the world quest, you can unlock schizophrenia and you can just start seeing ghosts. These ghosts are the final percentage boost and final chest needed for me to finally truly complete Tsurumi Island. And that's it. It's pretty simple actually. I had a pre-notion that Inazuma was going to be cancer, and in some aspects it was. But to be honest, the puzzles aren't that difficult if you try and learn it, and most were actually pretty straightforward. I haven't explored most of the nations yet, and in fact, I'm pretty sure Sumeru will be an even bigger challenge just on the sheer size of it, but I am definitely ready. If you can explore Inazuma, I'm pretty sure all the other fucking nations are cakewalks, to be honest. Again, using the interactive map is a lifesaver here. So that is pretty much it from me. Again, if you did hit the end, please subscribe if you haven't already. It does help me as a small channel. My next video is probably reading and reacting to hot takes, but after that appetizer, it's gonna be a real good one. I have a lot of good fucking videos coming up. I know you guys will love it. Anyway, that's enough from me. Enough yapping. I love you all, and I'll see you later.